Just be yourself. Cool. Who's that again? Because the last time you were yourself, you were 6, wearing Spider-Man pajamas in public and crying because your parents wouldn't buy you a Club Penguin membership. Since then, you've been performing an evolving collection of traits that help you not get rejected by the people around you. You're not you, your group chat you, work you, first date, but trying not to overshare trauma too early you. You are a socially optimized, fear-calibrated survival algorithm, cosplaying as a personality. Here's why. Your brain isn't wired for authenticity. It's wired for adaptation. If you're weird, threatening, too honest, or not vibing with the group, that used to get you exiled, like stone tools thrown at your head exiled. So early humans figured out how to mask, and that wiring never left. This is called self-presentation theory, aka the science of faking it just right. You don't show who you are, you show who you think they'll accept. You're a walking PR firm for your own identity, and the product is whatever seems safest in the moment. Even toddlers do this. By age 3, they start adjusting behavior to avoid disapproval. You've been curating your personality since before you knew how to spell it. And if that sounds fake, it's not. It's biology. You're not lying, you're adapting. And that's the catch. Being yourself feels impossible because you never learned who that was in the first place. You learned how to avoid rejection. You learned how to blend in, make people laugh, avoid awkward silence, and say no worries even when you're dying inside. You didn't become yourself. You became someone people wouldn't abandon or question. You know how you talk differently depending on who you're with? Yeah, that's not you being fake. That's your brain auto-generating a custom version of you for every situation, like it's playing social Sims on nightmare mode. There's talking to your boss, you, which is calm, respectful, and somehow says great point way too often. Then there's with your best friend, you, who suddenly becomes fluent in inside jokes, weird noises, and conspiracy theories about Kanye West's secret apple orchard. This isn't a glitch, it's role theory. Your brain has a file cabinet of social scripts, ways of behaving that match whatever social context you're in. Meeting your girlfriend's dad, pull out the respectful, borderline robotic version of me who definitely didn't spend his last $20 on the Sabrina Carpenter Fortnite skin. Group of friends? Switch to emotionally unhinged storyteller who yells too much. You're not one self. You are a rotating playlist of socially appropriate selves, and each one feels kind of like you, but also not really. That's because your brain's using mirror neurons to literally copy the people around you. Start talking to someone with an accent, your speech shifts. Talk to someone who smiles a lot, you start mirroring. Someone folds their arms, you do it too. That's called the chameleon effect, and it means your nervous system is less of a rock-solid identity and more of a social mood ring. You don't decide to do this, it just happens. It's subconscious, adaptive, instant, and honestly, kind of annoying. And the weirdest part? All these versions of you, they're not fake, they're real. They're just fragments. Fragments shaped by your fear of judgment, your need for approval, your craving for connection, and whatever version of okay you thought people would accept today. So next time someone says, just be yourself, ask them, which one? So you want to stop this revolving door of what seems like a multi-personality disorder. Cool, but have you ever asked which part of you got applause and which part got punished? Because that's what stuck. You're not funny because you were born with comedic timing. You're funny because being funny made people like you, or at least not hate you. Humor was your shield, your shortcut to affection, your way of saying, don't hurt me, I'll make you laugh instead. Like you didn't become yourself. You became the version of you that got the least amount of negative feedback. This is operant conditioning 101. Behaviors that get rewarded, you repeat them. Behaviors that get ignored, mocked, or punished, you bury them in the basement with the rest of your emotional backlog and pretend they were never there. And that's how you built your personality. You didn't design it. You survived into it. Every compliment, every awkward silence, every rejection, every why are you so loud, or why don't you speak up, or you're so mature for your age. All of that got filed away. Your brain took notes, and slowly, without asking you, it started writing the code for what would eventually be called who you are. This is called self-schema, your internal map of me, but the map isn't accurate. It's just a scrapbook of your most socially strategic traits. And once those traits get reinforced enough times, you internalize them. I'm the reliable one. I'm the one who doesn't cry. I'm the chill friend. Cool. But none of those were defaults. They were responses. So if your personality is just a coping strategy that learned how to smile, how do you even know what's you and what's just your most efficient trauma export? Trick question. You don't. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody tells you. You don't find yourself. You build yourself. Because the whole idea of a true self hiding underneath your social masks is a fantasy. A comforting little myth you repeat so you don't have to admit that identity is fluid, unstable, and customizable. And no, that's not depressing. It's freedom. The version of you you're looking for, it's not lost. It's in draft mode. And it'll stay there as long as you keep editing yourself based on who's watching. That feeling of being stuck between I want to be real and I want to be liked, that's your brain panicking between two conflicting drives. You want people to see the real you, but you also want them to like it. And those two things are rarely the same. So you end up stuck. Either show your flaws and risk rejection, or upgrade the packaging and feel fake. And the answer isn't to double down on being authentic. The answer is to start being intentional, because the opposite of being yourself isn't being fake. It's being on autopilot. It's clinging to whatever version of you got the least pushback and calling that your personality. You don't have to stay loyal to the self that got you through high school, or the version of you that made people laugh but secretly hated being the joke, or the chill one that swallowed their needs just to keep the peace. You're not a brand. You're not a default setting. You're a rough draft with edit access, and you get to decide who shows up. So no, it's not impossible to be yourself, but it is impossible if you keep outsourcing who that is.